Hello, this is Tony Henderson-Mayers, and in this video, we're going to talk about Jada, Pinkett Smith, and Will Smith, and what they talked about on the red table. Well, hello there, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring that bell. Click it for me so that you will know anytime I upload a new video. And so many of you have been asking me to comment on the Jada and Will Smith Red Table Talk video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at various pieces of the video. I can't show all of it, but I'm going to show some of it. And then we're going to make comments on that. We're going to put the wise put your philosophy spin on it. So take a look at this.
This is a very personal journey that became very public.
Yes, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Started a friendship with August.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually became really, really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started with him just needing some help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Aug first came around, he was really sick.
He was really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources,
Mm-hmm.
To help pull him through.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over.
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. One thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably.
Yeah.
And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
I think so. I mean, because this is your red table, and you brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Okay, so listen, Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff that we saw between Jada and Will Smith. And I must say that some of the things that have happened and what they are working through, many couples face. I've been married 25 years and plus. I have not had to face that particular issue. But whenever you take your marriage vows, for rich or for poor, for sickness and health, and all of these different things that you say you're going to stick with the person for good times and bad times. These are some of the bad times that a couple may face. Now, you may not face infidelities, but you may face not having enough money. Maybe somebody has an addiction, whether it's gambling, drugs, alcohol, womanizing. You may face a death of a child. Anything, a windfall of money, losing all of your money, and that is part of marriage. First of all, let me say, okay, Jada, your skin look real good, honey. I don't know what you doing. Your skin and hair look really, really good. So anyway, there were some interesting things that were brought up. I still see, but as a matter of fact, I still see a lot of hurt in Will Smith's eyes when they're discussing this, and this is why infidelities can be just catastrophic, really. It's not about casting judgment. And as a matter of fact, this Wise Courtship Philosophy channel, well, actually, it's the Tony Henderson-Mayers channel, but Wise Courtship is a huge part of my channel. It's a no judgment zone. No judgment zone. People make mistakes, okay? And it sounds like Jada has learned from her mistakes. But when you do make mistakes such as that, you can make certain mistakes in your marriage, in your relationship, that really hurts a person, and they really have to work through it. Kudos to Will for wanting to still stick with the marriage and work things out with Jada. And kudos to Jada for realizing her mistakes and what she's grown from and what she's learned from it. And I know a lot of other channels are going to go into the commentary and have what they're going to say and have their opinion. But I will say this. I think what they showed us at the Red Table really is something that a lot of people go through. But they have the luxury of going through it in private. As you heard them say, they dealt with this. I don't know if it was years ago, months ago, but they've dealt with this already. And now it's resurfaced because it hit the media and because the young man decided to mention it. And so it is a very hard thing. It's a very hard thing for your children to know about it. It's a hard thing for other people to know about it. And if you have the luxury of being able to keep your business in closed doors and work through it and all of that, that's wonderful. But because they're celebrities, you know, we hear about their business in the public sector. Do I endorse what she's done? No, I do not. I believe that if at some point in your marriage you think it's over, then you need to finalize it and be over. However, they were in a separation state. And she also did not plan for this to happen. And that's a lesson for us, is that things sometimes happen in our life that we do not plan. And we should never say never. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that. It seems as if that the situation was right already for her to step into this affair without even planning it, without even knowing it. You know, she had the relationship with the guy, along with her husband, along with her children, with the best of intentions to help this young man during the time that he was ill. But because she had a rocky relationship with Will and possibly not feeling loved or having enough attention, that's something I'm adding to it. It's not necessarily what she said, but that's what happens a lot of times. The fact that she felt needed because she had a purpose, the fact that she felt like she could pour into this young man, gave her a sense of feeling, you know, important and needed at a time that she needed to be loved and be heard. And so that happens to a lot of people. So instead of sitting in judgment, what can we learn from this situation? One, always make your partner feel loved and needed. And this is not to blame Will, because they had, I don't know what the difference or the friction was between the two of them. I don't know what it was. And quite frankly, we can't always say it's one person's fault. A lot of times both people have a part in the situation. Okay. And so anyway, the one thing we can learn is to try to love on our partner and let them know that we love them and that they are needed and that they are important. The other thing is that we should try not to, like the Bible teaches us, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. In other words, don't go to bed angry. Don't allow the anger to fester and linger for days and days and days. Get it settled, because if you can get it settled and, like people say, kiss and make up, then you can move on with your life. But if you have a situation, maybe this was a situation, well, where you felt like this can't be worked out. This or it's so serious that I'm not certain what I'm going to do next. If you're going to separate, then separate not only physically from each other, but when you separate from a person, let me just say it like this. When you separate from your spouse, you don't want to treat it as if you're single. You want to treat it like you're still married, but you're working through issues, okay? This is my advice, okay? And this is not to bring Jada or Will down and say they did everything wrong. It's not that. It's just to give the best advice I can give. And that is, whenever you're separated for whatever reason and you are still married, treat it as if you are still married, but you are working through issues. You're either working to get back together or you're working to finalize the separation and end in divorce. And when you do this, it'll stop a lot of outside people coming in and outside situations, or even clouding your thinking and clouding your ability to make decisions. All right. And let's see, what else would we learn from that? I like their little mantra at the end. The only thing is that I love the fact that they have made up in their mind they're going to stay together no matter what. I just would have added, whether the relationship is bad or good, we're going to stick together. But I probably, with me, I tend to speak more positive about it's going to be a great relationship. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be wonderful. And we know that even though we say it out of our mouth doesn't mean that we won't have hard times. But whatever you speak out of your mouth, so you will receive. So you want to be mindful of that. And let me see if there's anything else. I loved when Will said that I could love you through anything. And I love the fact that he's a man of his word. And so men, just know that it is important to be a man of your word. And when you make statements like that, just like I said, we're going to have a great marriage, a good marriage. Just know that Satan is going to definitely try you. He's going to definitely try to put something in your way, in your path. Soon as you say, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to get me an education, that's when your car going to act up. That's when your money going to act funny. Whenever you make a statement that you're determined to do the right thing, something is going to happen. And when he made that statement unknowingly, soon as he made a declaration, and he should continue to say that, but as soon as you make a declaration and say, I'm going to stick with this marriage no matter what, then all the trials and situations come through to see if you're going to be a man or woman of your word. And I'm so glad that he was. And I think that might be all that I need to say at this moment, because I'm pretty sure many of you have watched the clips, and you can watch the clips elsewhere. I can put the link in the description of the entire clip, so you can see the whole thing, because I've just played pieces of it. And so I pray that maybe something I've said was helpful, and that you were blessed by it, and that it may help you as you plan to be married or even as you are married. And that's why the wise courtship philosophy is so important. You want to flesh out as much as you possibly can. And I was asked in an interview today that, are you able to find out or predict if any of these situations will happen in your marriage? Well, the wise coaching philosophy can flush out a lot of this. You would avoid. However, there are some things that still will come that you have not planned for. But if you put the wise coaching philosophy into effect and you really utilize those 3-step system, you will pick someone who will stick with you no matter what. This does not give you a license to hurt one another. But what it does say is that if I make a mistake, which I will do because I'm human, that you will still love me if I make a mistake. See, we want people to love us when we make a mistake, but will you love them when they make a mistake? So you have to pick someone who's going to be there for you, just like you're going to be there for them. Well, I got to go. This is Tony Henderson-Mayers. I can be reached on the web at www.wisecourtship.com. I'm on social media just about everywhere as Wise Courtship or Tony Henderson-Mayers. All you have to do is Google me. Just know that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. This is Tony. Remember, I help you detect a lover worth living with. Bye. Now, what I want you to do is put down in the comment section what you think about the whole Jada and Will Smith situation. How do you feel about the Red Table Talk? And what do you think about what they had to say? Let me know in the comment section.